In December 2019, a new virus broke out in Wuhan, China, and was readily spreading around a population of 11 million people. The virus continued spreading, and the first UK case was reported 1 month later. Panic seared through everyone at the uncertainty of what was to come, but no one quite anticipated the road that was paved ahead.
Therefore, I urge you, at this moment of national emergency, to stay at home, protect our NHS, and save lives.
By September 2020, lockdown was in full swing. Working from home was the new normal for many that could, and leaving the house only once a day for a walk was enforced by law. We saw panic buying of toilet rolls, and the number of daily deaths strike through the news, bringing despair and distress to us all. The NHS and many more worked tirelessly battling this deadly virus. Our rules set out by the government were ever changing, with a yo-yo in and out of lockdowns, local lockdowns, rules and more rules of who, where and how we could communicate with our loved ones. COVID affected everyone and everything, but how did it affect digital marketing? With most people's time in lockdown now being spent indoors, drastic changes in lifestyle meant a rise in internet consumption levels and a much larger audience being present online. Offline brands had to adapt and move online, and companies already online focused their attention here. Companies' target audiences changed, with older generations switching to digital, and daytime online traffic peaked at times it didn't previously. Online shopping became a necessity for many, particularly those at highest risk of becoming seriously ill from COVID, resulting in older shoppers switching to digital and a larger age bracket of shoppers. Companies such as Amazon thrived off this necessity. However, Primark's an example of a company unwilling to adapt, stating a move online would result in higher product prices and a loss of who they are as a brand, despite a loss of $1 billion by sticking to their brand's ethos. Supermarkets' online shopping function was heavily utilised in lockdown. Google Trends found Google searches for food delivery hit a record high in April 2020. Asda's Cardiff Corrigan store's home shopping department grew from £140,000 a week sales in October of 2020 to £280,000 a week sales in March 2021. By September 2021, their weekly home shopping sales had reduced to £180,000 a week, showing many consumers are choosing to grocery shop online despite easing of government restrictions, begging the question of how many customers have formed new habits of accessing digital content that will continue post-pandemic. 2020 was a time for drastic change and new trends. The need for entertainment grew, increasing subscriptions to streaming services such as Netflix and Disney+. We've seen the rise of new platforms such as TikTok and other social platforms that have followed in their footsteps, for example, Instagram's Reel function. People became heavily reliant on social media to pass the time, giving TikTok their time to shine. TikTok opened new doors to digital marketing, giving brands and businesses a chance to jump on a trend as it's emerging without the need of a whole campaign to be part of the conversation. An example of this was M&S launching their new Percy Pig range. This campaign reached a younger demographic via TikTok, using popular content trends and audios that relate to younger audiences than previous M&S ads may have. Lockdown sparked a rise in online connections via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, and so on. The need to speak to loved ones online dramatically increased, allowing people to connect and physically see their faces, a need that was not as prevalent before between individuals that lived in close proximity.
Who are we making them for?
Grandma, and we miss her.
This one's for you, Mum. Some salmon, some sweet potato, and some avocado. Miss you.
Good morning, Alan and Emily. Just making you some Solihull toast this morning.
I'm dedicating this to my brothers.
I miss you. I love you.
Hello, we've been making cookies.
Digital marketing had an immediate need for a more personalised experience. We saw brand advertising utilise the universal feelings of loneliness. For example, Tesco's used home footage of families in lockdown, which every watcher could resonate with and therefore triggered an emotional response. The government's use of digital marketing focused heavily on protecting our friends, family and NHS, often tapping into receivers' fear. TV adverts for the vaccine programme focus more on the common goal of getting vaccinated to hug and be reunited with our loved ones again, mostly aimed at the younger generation, including clips of people clubbing. Cleaning brands tailored their marketing campaigns to their products that could kill the coronavirus. And whilst PPE and cleaning products will have spiked in sales, the pandemic's effect on the economy increased worries about job security and loss of earnings, particularly in self-employed individuals. Consequently, people became more careful with their money, reducing shopping habits of more luxury items to just the necessities. This affected how brands advertise their products, moving the focus away from selling the products and towards selling the brand. Maintaining brand awareness during COVID targeted consumers who were buying less due to economic worries. Examples of goodwill brand awareness were free exercise classes via Facebook or Instagram Lives, which provided no direct economic income to brands, but enhanced personal connections which were particularly popular with small businesses. In turn, engaging with small businesses on social media, such as likes and shares, was also a way for customers to give back support during the pandemic without putting them out of pocket. Brand presence was particularly important for travel and hospitality companies, who were unable to provide any services through a big portion of lockdowns. An example of hospitality companies adapting to lockdown measures was delivering home cocktail making kits, providing a service and an activity to pass the time with family. Whilst COVID has been a negative time for all, there are positives we can draw from this experience. The rise in digital has incurred an increase in overall budgets in digital marketing, allowing bigger opportunities for digital marketing agencies and freelancers. The challenges faced encouraged more creative reactions and innovative thinking in this industry. TV advertisers had to depend more on CGI and utilising technical tools as they could no longer rely so heavily on offline resources. Economic challenges or just pure boredom gave rise to small businesses emerging and previous non-marketing individuals to learn skills in promoting their new business venture on social media platforms. Isolation also granted the rise in voice search technology, for example Google Nest, where the comfort of hearing a voice became popular with people living alone during lockdowns. Would voice search technology have become so popular so quickly without a lack of human interaction? In summary, an increase in screen time during COVID has been beneficial for social media platforms reaching more audiences than ever before. Many companies have adapted their services to meet larger online demands, and we've seen big changes in how companies represent themselves on social media platforms, and advertising has accommodated universal feelings about COVID.